I think we really need to grow up about the nature of stories. Repeating a story isn't necessarily endorsing it and isn't necessarily further harming somebody. It depends on the nature of the story. You can't. So, for example, it's very difficult to post a clip from ITV or BBC. Even fair use becomes almost impossible because the copyright issue kicks in after just a second or two of footage, and it makes it ridiculous. And similarly, I think the fact that something is alleged by somebody doesn't make that true, even if that's in the book that the person has apparently written. Well, we know that Prince Harry's book was ghosted, and so the fact that he's got allegations in there, or very specific stories in there about taking drugs, doesn't mean that he has taken drugs. Doesn't mean that he has to declare taking drugs on entry to the United States. That's a different issue. There's a difference between what is said in a book and what is fact. Indeed, what is proven or claimed in a court. These two things are different. And if there's not a criminal case being brought, then I suppose there's a certain amount of leeway. Also, what exactly is an illegal drug? I think I think there are people like Bill Clinton who have artfully wriggled out of the issue, and even Tintin, if I remember correctly, goes to an opium den. I'm not incidentally encouraging drug taking in any way. I find it rather a pointless and repulsive habit. But I don't smoke. I hasten to add, I don't smoke. And my parents, certainly all three of the parents that I knew, smoked and suffered badly because of it. They also drank a lot of alcohol and suffered badly because of it. And I've never met my birth father, so I have no idea whether he was also a drunk. I don't know. But I'm not impressed by a lack of control in that sense. However, Mr. Trump has issued a rebuke to Prince Harry and says that Prince Harry will be on his own for his unforgivable betrayal of Her late Majesty the Queen. And so Mr. Trump is now going to set himself up as the defender of Her Majesty. Well, I don't think Her Majesty needs that sort of defence, and I certainly don't think she needs that sort of association. He says, I won't protect him. He betrayed the Queen. That's unforgivable. He would be on his own if it was down to me. I think the Biden administration have been too gracious to him after what he has done. I don't see exactly what he is supposed to have done. And he went to Canada and then to America on an arranged exile from the United Kingdom. And he's kept his end of the bargain. He's not involved in being an active working member of the royal family. He's turned up for major events. And he's taken a lot of flack from the red top newspapers. And I think for that, well, it's a bit worrying. As for the alleged drug use, I think under medical supervision, quite a lot of the drugs which are even described as illegal can possibly be imbibed in some form. But I think it's stretching a point to to attack a person simply because of what is written in a memoir, and to believe that everything in the memoir is true is to be gullible indeed. Prince Harry's memoir is called Spare, not Gullible's Travels, and I think Spare is something which is unneeded. And although did I enjoy reading it? Not really, not really. It wasn't. It wasn't anything like the page turner that is Nadine Dorris's plot, which in itself is fairly plotless. But Prince Harry's book, what came across was a degree of vulnerability, which if I wasn't in Prince Harry's corner before I read the book, I certainly was afterwards. The revelations in the book do not greatly endear the Duke of Sussex to anybody, but the tone of the book, where you feel that it's his voice coming through rather than the ghostwriter, is affecting. And yeah, I think Harry is somebody who has suffered greatly. Give Harry a hug. #, give Harry a hug.